Hello, and welcome to Chicken Bros. My name is David Heath.
Most of the universe is knackered, babes.
And we're here to talk about the beginning of the new series of Doctor Who, starring Ncuti Gatwa and Millie Gibson.
Fantastic, as we already knew.
Yes, they very much made their presence very well known in the Church of Ruby Road. Their dynamic was awesome, and now we get to see them in full swing in this new series. And I gotta say, this was kind of a perfect beginning in Noah's case.
Okay, we'll get into that. Okay, so this episode starts literally where the first episode, the special, left off.
Exactly,
with Ruby in the
going
TARDIS.
into
Like,
the TARDIS.
who are you?
I'm the Doctor. And he basically explains who he is in depth, where he came from, why he's here, and he pretty much demonstrates how the TARDIS works. It goes forward or backward in time in any space in the universe. He takes her to the past, which is at one point, it's like riddling with dinosaurs, and he says that this is going to be North America, and
It's gonna be Wyoming.
and a old time travel trope that Noah doesn't like kind of goes into effect, and almost exactly instantly, Ruby steps on a butterfly and instantly changes her appearance and her history and everything. It's like that.
Ugh.
And it was kind of weird. She turned into like a lizard creature. I don't know what to
And
make
not
of
a
that.
fun lizard creature like that one reoccurring Doctor Who character.
I mean, she could have looked worse.
Yeah, true.
But she was saying, like, have you made a false accusation of me, Doctor? I will have to kill you if you've made some sort of accusation against me. He's like, no, not at all. I did.
Wait.
And he takes the butterfly, and I think what he,
Brings it
I
back to
don't know
life
how.
somehow.
I don't know if this is exactly what happened, but I'm willing to bet he passed on a bit of his regeneration essence into it. I've seen him. I've seen him do that before.
Yeah, but usually that only happens when he's just regenerated and he's still kind of getting used to himself. But
no, I've seen him do it in other instances. But anyway, he brings the butterfly back to life. That fixes Ruby, and so they quickly get right back into the TARDIS, and
he activates the butterfly filter.
yeah, which I didn't realize that TARDIS had, but whatever.
It's the TARDIS. It changes all the time. Who cares?
And so this time they go to the future, and they find this spaceship.
It seems abandoned, and it has a really scary-looking creature in the bowels.
Yeah, running around. It's so scary, it scares even the Doctor. The Doctor doesn't usually run away from new things.
Why am I scared? Why am I scared?
Why did I run away? And they end up on the upper levels of the ship, and there's this scene that looks a lot like it came from the end of the world, where the Doctor is showing the companion the window out into space from the room. It looked a lot like that same shot.
This is why I do it. See the world. Or see the universe. Maybe, especially through your eyes. And then Ruby gives him this face that I thought was adorable.
And
This you son of this kind of you cheesy son of a bitch kind of face. It was adorable.
And the Doctor and Ruby are trying to figure out what the ship is and why the crew doesn't seem to be around, and that's when they discover that there is a crew of sorts.
The entire crew is babies!
Yeah, there are these hyper-intelligent babies that can talk in these little roboticized cribs, and they mistakenly think the Doctor and Ruby are their mummy and daddy. And
Okay.
they're all like intelligent enough to keep this ship going, but they're still very much babies. Like one of them's like, "I made you a flower,"
Oh my.
and they have these machines.
Okay.
They have these machines that help them blow their noses, which I thought was a little adorable. Anyway, they have to tell them, "We're not your parents. What happened to the adults? There were adults here, right? But then now they're gone." It's like they left us here. We don't know where they went. So we were trying to make sure everything was running smoothly. And then there's what we think is an AI at first called Nanny.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like the baby's caretaker. And she the doctor's like, "What's with the thing downstairs? Is that your dog?" And then the baby starts crying like, "No, that's the bogeyman." And so it's a little weird, but the nanny says, like, "Meet me in this area," and then so this is kind of weird. Like, Ruby and the doctor start talking about her past, and then all of a sudden he gets a flash of the day he went back to save her from the goblins, except the memory was altered. The person who was the parent that left Ruby on the step turned around and pointed at the doctor, which did not happen in the original, in the special. So it's like, that my memory's being tampered with. And then they look around and there's snow, like on the spaceship, which that shouldn't be happening.
Which is weird.
And at first I thought the doctor was seeing things, but then Ruby pointed it out, like, oh no, they're both seeing it, which means it's happening.
Yep, something weird's going on.
And so they meet up with Nanny, who's an actual person who speaks to the babies through a filter, a literal filter. Like if she cusses, then it comes out like get away, you undesirable person.
Yeah.
And so she explains that the crew had vamoosed, and she was the only one left behind to watch over the babies because there's like a birthing process on this ship that does not stop, and legally, because they won't let them stop.
Right, like it won't stop the birthing process, but the adults won't take care of the babies.
Right.
Sound familiar, America?
Yeah. Anyway, they try to figure out what's going on with the bogeyman downstairs, so they go back down there to try to figure out what's going on, and the doctor very quickly puts together that the ship created the babies and therefore also created the bogeyman. Why? Because the computer is very literal, and babies need stories, so, stories like the bogeyman, like, it's like the ship takes on a literal nature, and so, and then the doctor finds out what the bogeyman is made out of. I was worried.
Like,
I was worried because he had this like look of fear on his face, and I was like, please do not tell me that thing is made out of crushed up baby. I will cry. But thankfully, that's not what it's made out of. Now remember, the computer is literal, so if it's literal and it made a bogeyman, what do you think it's made out of? It's made out of bogies or
bogies, which for our American audience,
booger.
For our American audience, that's what England calls boogers.
Yeah, snot.
We say
mucus.
boogers, they say bogies.
Yes, and not to mention that just as they entered the room to figure this out, and a bit of that landed on Ruby. Poor girl.
Poor thing.
Oh man, and so that's the reason why it scared the doctor, because it was meant to. The bogeyman is meant to scare, so it will scare anything that it comes into contact with, even someone like him.
Yeah.
But
speaking of scare, I hated that scene where the doctor kept scaring the babies. I was like, dude,
yeah, I don't know
come
why
on.
he was doing that. That was weird. I don't remember exactly why, but I think they said that the nanny was gonna suck that thing out into space, and the doctor was stopping her. I can't remember exactly.
No, because basically he was like, you're here to protect all the babies, all of them, and he basically is reasoning that because the ship created the boogeyman like it created the babies, she is responsible for the boogeyman and the babies.
Right.
Kind of like again, it's another allegory for abortion. You get it?
Oh.
That's what the whole episode was. It's an allegory for abortion and how America.
Weird. I didn't see it that way, but whatever. But he does manage to stop it, and then all gets sorted out, and the bogeyman is now like their pet because now it howls like a wolf. Woo!
And they all howled with it.
And so after this, the doctor gives Ruby a key to the TARDIS and invites her to be his new companion.
His official companion, yeah.
Yes, and though he warns her, Ruby, I need you to understand that if you come with me, I can't take you back to that day when your mom left you, because if I do that, it'll cause a whole mess of problems. Like, it'll essentially change the events that led you here in the first place. I can't take you back. I wish I could, but I can't.
I can't take you back to see your mom. And Ruby's like, yeah, you can.
And she means Carla, which I thought was sweet. I like that little misdirection of words there. I like, aw, she called Carla mom. Yeah. I love it when characters refer to their adopted parents as mom or dad or whatever, because it's like it shows how much they care about them. Right. Although you could have told the doctor maybe not to materialize the doctor inside the flat,
inside the apartment.
Yeah. Because I mean, sheesh, they're already like, I mean, I don't want to say poor, but they're like lower middle class. Like, who's gonna fix that?
Not Cherry, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
They can't fix a roof for time nor money.
And
She didn't actually say that. I was
So
just being silly.
yeah, and before the Doctor goes to like meet them officially and like introduce, like he has the TARDIS scan Ruby, which we don't know what that's supposed to mean yet, but it'll mean something because we got to figure out what that snow is. And
Yeah, I have my theories, but I
yeah,
should probably wait until after we review the next episode, because that is kind of where it goes into more detail about, well, not more detail, but we get a little bit more juice on the sizzle of Ruby's story in the next episode.
and that was the first episode of the new series of Doctor Who, and I gotta say,
I could not, man. It was so flippin' cute. I loved every second with the bibbies, because I love bibbies.
for anyone who doesn't know, Noah works with what, preschoolers?
Children. I work with children. I'm a preschool teacher, but the company I work for, our establishment is for infants and infants to preschoolers. So we, as a company, will have students who are babies all the way up to about 5 years old. I personally work with the preschoolers, so 3 to 5 years.
Right.
But if I had more credits, I could work with the babies.
Yeah.
But I adore children. That's why I do my job. That's why I am who I am. Why I want to be a teacher. Why I do what I do.
Yeah.
So this episode was literally the cutest freaking thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of negative discourse about it online, but whatever.
That's always gonna happen. That's inevitable.
Yeah, whatever.
Sorry to sound
Haters.
like
I like Shooty's Doctor. I love Ruby Sunday. I love the direction Doctor Who is taking. I'm glad to be back.
Yes. Shooty is a really good Doctor, very charismatic, very energetic, the kind of thing you would expect out of the Doctor. And Ruby, for all intents and purposes, I mean, like, I wouldn't say, I don't think she's the first companion to do this, but she keeps up very well with the Doctor.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I could see their adventures in the future getting very, very interesting and very dramatic and cool.
The next one is pretty dramatic and cool.
Oh yes, and we'll get to that. But what do you say, Noah? What do you rate this?
I rate it out of 10. A 10 out of 10. It's a whole load of shenanigans shizzle.
Yes, 10 out of 10 for me as well. So we'll see you next time.